going on, guys? Welcome back to another special edition of the 𝐒𝐿𝐀𝐋𝐒 podcast. This is like the second or third one I think we've done so far. Well, I guess we'll see when we have to stop ourselves this time. It usually goes for like two, 1 hour and a half to 2 hours. So I guess we'll just look at the time card and see what happens. But how we doing,
Yeah,
Flex?
man.
What's
I'm
new?
good, brother. I'm good, man. Last time we talked, I was dealing with some family stuff, still kind of dealing with some stuff. My mom is going through some things and had a little scare with my dog the other day, but God is good,
Pushing
man. We
through.
good. Mom is doing okay. She's in the hospital recovering and
That's
dog is
good.
slowly getting better. So yeah, we good, man. Big win tonight, baby.
Big
Let's have
win.
some fun.
Big
Let's talk
win.
about some basketball, dog.
Yeah, one guy that I'm just gonna pull off rip, Oso Ighodaro, because I feel like this is a guy that hasn't got enough credit as of recent, and
Yeah.
I've kind of always been like an Oso guy, especially been like since the start of the season, dating back here when the whole Kaminga stuff was kind of happening in the Sun
Yeah.
space, and everybody was like, "Would you guys throw in Oso into a Kaminga trade?" And I was one of the few people that was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it. I just I
Yeah.
feel like Oso's a good basketball player, and Flex, I'm kind of seeing it now. Like that switch is kind of flipped with him, where it's like he gets it now. Like I'm
Yep.
gonna steal the quote from Lethal Shooter, but he understands it now. Like I don't know. It's just that thing where it's like he finally understands what he has to do. He understands who he is as an NBA player. He's being more physical.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to Oso, man. I think that's just the next step of his game was to unlock that physicality. I mean, he's a quick guy. He could beat. That's the advantage he has. That's very underrated. He can beat bigs off the bounce, and I mean, he's just so versatile with the passing. Obviously, he's not a perimeter type player, but definitely can be
Yeah.
utilized.
No, I love Oso. Oso's my guy, man. First things first. You got to be a basketball purist to kind of appreciate Oso, right?
Yeah,
This is a guy, and he's. Let's start with this. He's got tremendous value around the league. Like there are a lot of people that have called the Suns about Oso. I don't wanna throw any names out there right now, but I can tell you this. I can tell you this. The Denver Nuggets have made multiple calls on trying to get Oso Ighodaro from the Suns. I
interesting.
won't get into the details out of respect
Hmm.
for the situation, but
Yeah.
that just shows that he's valuable. But the thing about Oso that I think people don't understand enough is one, he's if I had to guess, if I had to gauge and take an educated guess based on what I know about this basketball team and my conversations, he's top three, maybe top three, maybe four IQ on the
Yeah.
entire team, right? So he's got a tremendous IQ. Number two, I go back to this. This is one of my favorite things to talk about with Oso. So I love
Mhm.
basketball. I digest a lot of basketball. So I watch high school ball, I watch college ball, I watch NBA ball. And the game that always jumps out to me, shout out to my man Danny Hurley, Jersey City, New Jersey. Hurley family. I love the whole family. I knew Pops, knew Danny and Bobby. Grew up around the same time with them in the Jersey area when those guys was killing the Jersey City scene at St. Anthony's. But Danny Hurley coaching UConn, there was a game before also into the draft. It was Marquette UConn. And the guy we played today, Tyler Connett for the Knicks, right? The
Hmm.
point guard.
Yeah.
He was out with the flu. Also played point guard that game
Yeah.
against a top three draft pick that UConn had. The big man, what's his name? I don't know why I'm having a brain, but the big kid they took out of UConn. Oh God, I
Uh,
don't know why
I
my
can't think of
brain
either.
went there. But yeah, I mean, in that game, you're talking about a top three player in the NBA draft, and he has to go in there and play that dude, and also run point. Like he was running point at Marquette.
Hmm.
And when I saw that, it just jumped off the screen. I'm like, this is a guy that can play the point guard position at that size and it shows when he gets into a basketball game. And then the other beautiful thing about what he does on the basketball court is he allows you to switch so much. Donovan Clingan,
Yeah.
by the way, is who
Oh
I'm
yeah.
talking about.
Everyone UConn.
I don't know why. Yeah, my mind's all over the place right now. But yeah, so he allows you to switch. Like switch all over the place. I'll give you an example of a very interesting situation when we lost that game the other night against Miami. Right, Bam Adebayo went crazy and hit 3-4 3-pointers.
Yeah, a guy that doesn't. He shoots 30% from three, and
right. So you live with that. Yeah, you live with that. And I didn't mind what Jordan did. Playing Monday morning quarterback is not what I want to do. But you can make the argument that in that spot, having a guy like Oso Ighodaro on the court would have probably negated those Bam threes because he can switch and play on the perimeter where Mark can't. Right.
Exactly.
So it's those little nuances.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, without getting too long-winded, man, also his ability to bring the ball up, take pressure off the ball handlers, his ability to switch everything, his ability to finish at the rim, his high basketball IQ, his passing ability. That guy is a surefire 10-year NBA pro, and I'm glad he's a Phoenix Sun, and I love having him around. I think he's a foundational piece of what we're doing.
Yeah, and just a recent example about how versatile Oso is on switching and just how versatile he is defensively. Just about a week ago, back in the Valley, when we played the same team, the New York Knicks, on that final possession, he got switched on to Jaylen Brooks and ultimately forced the turnover for Grayson Allen to set up Mikal Bridges. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
And as of recent,
and the box score is not gonna kill the box score.
The Pistons too.
Correct.
So like it's right there. But like I don't know if a lot of people have picked up on this either, but Oso has been getting the late game situation minutes instead of Mark Williams in that rotation. So that's kind of been interesting. But like I said, I mean Oso is a very versatile defender, and I mean the proof is there.
Yeah,
just gotta watch. But yeah,
real quick on the Oso point before you. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, Nev.
No, you're good.
But real quick, if you look at this game when we were down 10, and Ott made that hockey sub, it was Oso, it was Goody, it was Dunn, right? He went to the guys. That's right, that group, man, and so they got us back in the ball game. And so you look at the box score tonight. And you're going to say, well, Oso Ighodaro played 22 minutes. He had 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. He only took 3 shots. And you're going to look, the casual dude's going to look at that and be like, what is he doing? But he brings so much more to a basketball team. But I'm sorry to cut you off, Nev. Go ahead.
No, that's good. No, 100%. And to my point, too, like with the whole box score thing, there's more to the game of basketball than what the numbers say.
That's right.
You got to watch it. You actually got to watch the games, guys. It's okay. But it's crazy, too, because if you think about it, Oso was a late second-round pick. Like he was the 44th pick. He was picked just before Bronny. So, I mean, to get a player of that caliber that late in the draft, and I just feel like some people have had, some I don't know. It's just a fan base mentality. I feel like of how we kind of grade players, and obviously, I'm gonna switch this over to Kamon Malawak too because obviously people are like, well, he's a bust.
Let's talk about Kamon. No.
It takes 2 to 3 years to develop a good center in this league. Like it's a process, right. And honestly, the Suns are very blessed and kind of gifted to have a really good deep center rotation. And I mean, a guy like Nick Richards is getting DMPs, but that's the third center on our roster. Like we have a very versatile center lineup. And with the deadline being a few weeks away, you might say, well, the Suns need to make a minimal move, but it's like, do we trade Nick Richards? Is that the minimal move? But it's also like, do you want to keep that luxury of having Kamon progress and not having him be the third center? Or do you want to slowly implement him into the rotation? I guess it's all up to the Suns' vision. Obviously, I'm just a glorified armchair quarterback. I'm not around the situation. I can only tell you what I'm seeing. But it's a luxury that the Suns have that I feel like hasn't been talked about enough.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. There's many layers to this onion. And what people need to understand is ultimately the game of basketball, the NBA, the Phoenix Suns, are a business, right?
Hmm.
And I know that people hate to hear it's a business, but it is.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
have to you have to forecast, and you have to look at everything when you're evaluating what you're gonna do, how you're gonna move forward. Are you gonna move a guy? You're gonna keep a guy. Now,
Yeah.
in a perfect world, I wouldn't do anything. In a perfect
Right.
world, I would keep Nick, because that gives you the luxury of continuing to allow Malawas to develop,
Hmm.
not put him in a situation where he has to kind of speed up his
Yeah.
maturation. And right now, you have Mark Williams and you have Oso.
Hmm.
Mark has been fantastic about being available this year, because we controlled
Yeah.
his back to backs, and we took things easy. And you got Oso in the cut. But knock on wood, God forbid, if somebody were to tweak something and be out a couple
Yeah.
weeks, it's a luxury to have Nick Richards to be able to come in and fill in and
Exactly.
do a great
Yeah.
job. Now, if you trade that, you're playing with those edges, right? I
Hmm.
do believe Malawach can come in and do a good enough job to hold down the fort in that
Yeah.
situation, but I like to take it a little bit more easy. But
Yeah.
here's my entire point.
Hmm.
The Suns have an opportunity, if they move Nick, depending on the deal they make, to
Yeah.
completely drop under the apron and allow themselves to not be, the repeater tax and all that stuff plays in, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's going to be one of those interesting situations where they may do something like that to give them an opportunity to avoid some of those ramifications of the new CBA. And
Yeah.
that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay, because it's a long. There's a vision here, and you
Right.
have to kind of stack the chips to your favor.
Hmm.
When you think about this new CBA, there's a lot of intricacies to it. So,
Yeah.
um, do I think that, there's probably a very good chance they move Nick. What that looks like, we're still working on, and that will come to fruition when it does. But I'd be totally fine if they kept Nick.
Yeah.
I love
And
Nick, New Jersey, man. Went to my high school, St. Pat. Shout out. Yeah, I
shout out to
love
Nick
Nick.
Richards.
Yeah.
But yeah, to other people's point too, like, well, we need a power forward, and we have the trade or the acquisitions on the roster already. Like, we have Rasheer Fleming. That's the power forward that you want
Oh
to trade for.
baby.
He's there,
Oh baby.
and
He's already
a,
there.
a Jersey dude. When you
Jersey
another
dude,
guy from
Camden,
another
baby.
East Coast
Shout
dude.
out Camden. We doing it. Colin Gillespie's a
Yeah,
tri-state. I mean, he's from Delaware, but go ahead. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but we
no, you're
got Ryan
good.
Dunn.
Represent,
Ryan Dunn's
represent.
another one. Ryan Dunn played for my son's AAU team. He played for the
Oh,
Jayhawks. Like, real
oh,
talk. Like, Ryan Dunn got the Jersey, New York ties. Nick
a lot of
Richards,
dudes. Bray
Colin
is over there from New
Gillespie,
York too.
Jersey, Kobe Bryant. Yeah. We
Hmm.
got some love out there
Got
in the
some dudes.
tri-state, baby. Yeah, we got some dudes.
But yeah, to people's point, they're like, yeah, we need a power forward. And then I'm like, well, if you look at the roster, look at the depth chart, we have a guy, Rasheer Fleming, who
Yes, we do.
in the small productive minutes he's gotten has been very good, very
Yeah,
disruptive defensively. And
yeah,
it's almost like, well, do you just give him more minutes, or do you go get somebody else and bring them in? And that might stunt the progression of what Rasheer's building right now. So
yeah,
there's a lot of scenarios that the Suns could do, because there's also like, this might be a little far fetched, and I don't obviously see this happening, but it's like, do you, because obviously the Suns have to make calls. That's their job. Matt Ishbia, Brian Gregory, their job is to field calls, because
every
what else are
day,
they doing every day?
every
You have to do your due diligence. But
Yeah,
it's like, if there's an offer that's proposed, it's like, it doesn't help you this year, but from the next 2 to 3 seasons, it could be very beneficial, and that stock could hit. Or do you keep the farm together now? You know what I'm saying? Kind of,
yeah,
kind of a
yeah,
reach, but it's like, there's a lot of scenarios that could very well play out with this team. Obviously, I don't see the Suns doing that with how connected this team is playing right now and how they've exceeded
yeah,
expectations. Even though on our last podcast that we did, everything that we said back in November has come to fruition. Like, the proof is in the
yeah.
pudding. This team is
They
going
the
to be
real
good.
deal.
The real
They
deal.
the real deal. They the real deal. And I love that you brought up our pod November, because
Yeah.
people need to understand, man. That was at the very beginning. You know what
Yeah,
I
I think it was
mean?
November
And
4th to be exact.
right, that was at the very beginning, and we were already forecasting, and there was a lot of people doubting. They're like,
Yeah.
no, and I mean, we're seeing it right now. I'll tell you what. To your point about Rasheer, my if I was the guy in charge,
Hmm.
what I'd be doing is exactly that. I know I got the guy I want already in the building. I think you give Rasheer more minutes. I think they've been already kind of setting the table for that, slowly getting him more minutes and developing him. I think his ability defensively is going to be incredible.
Yeah,
His 3-point shot already looks like
it's
it's
there.
going to be there, right? So yeah, I don't think they need to rush and go get a forward. Now I can tell you this, man. And I have conversations every day.
Hmm.
There's options.
Oh
Believe
yeah.
me, man, there are options. There are teams pounding and calling us because they see what we got,
I'm sure. I'm
and
sure
they
Colin
are
Gillespie's a very positive, very hot target
there.
right
Oh
now.
yeah, I mean, when you talk about Colin Gillespie, you talk about Kamal Malawat, you talk about Rasheer Fleming, you talk about Ryan Dunn, you talk about Oso Ighodaro. There's a ton of interest. Not to mention a lot of teams that would love to get their hands on a Grayson Allen or Royce
Yeah.
O'Neal, right? So there's a lot of options. I'll tell you what the sweet spot is, and I'm gonna predict this now
Okay.
on the show. Okay. There is gonna be an off season.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, a lot of the deals that are being talked about and have the potential to come to fruition, the Suns can wait and do in the off season.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of interest from high level NBA players that are loving what they're seeing in Phoenix. They're loving what Jordan Ott is doing. They're loving what Brian Gregory is doing. They love the fact that Matt Ishbia will do everything to put a competitive basketball team on the court. They love that the Phoenix Suns do everything to at a first class level, from the facilities to the community stuff, to the way they treat the players, to the way they treat the families, to the way they take care of people on the road, right? All that stuff matters. And so I think the sweet spot is ride with what you got, allow this to grow, give it a good crack,
Yeah.
and then evaluate in the off
Exactly.
season on what you may need to adjust, knowing that there are some bigger powers behind the scenes that are willing to wait a little bit longer, without me saying
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, for sure.
Without me saying too much, there are some people that are being talked about in trades right now that I believe are willing to say, I'll hang around a couple more months if it means potentially getting to a place like Phoenix in the off season. So
Yeah.
pay attention and watch that play out. And I say all that to say I think the Suns are in a fantastic spot, and people have no idea how how valuable the assets they have are,
Yeah.
and how much flexibility they have, and how many options they actually have.
Yeah. Like this team is very deep, and to your point too, I've been saying this and kind of been preaching in my YouTube videos as of recent. Like this is obviously a transitional year, and to the public eye, like we just talked about on the phone earlier, we were supposed to be a bottom five team in the NBA to all
Yeah,
the experts. So,
yeah,
and then it's all about, yeah, like you said, to your point, evaluating everybody this season and then going into the offseason and kind of gauging where you're at and where you're at with certain players. And then it's
right,
like, well, does this player come along with this journey,
right.
or do we start exploring? Like
That's right.
that's what I've kind of
And
said.
what are the playoffs going to show us?
Exactly too. That
Right?
point.
You got to let that reveal itself. What are the playoffs going to show us? Where are the warts? Right?
Hmm.
When you get through a playoff run, you're able to say, okay, our flaw was this, our flaw was that, but we gave it a crack and we let it play out. And I'm saying our flaw is with the assumption that it's not a good playoff run. But let's talk about this. Let's crack this egg. Let's crack this egg, okay? Let's crack this egg, because I tell people all the time, things have a way of kind of working out, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about for the listeners out there. I did this. I always do this, so this is part of my DNA, right? I always use other sports as a way of kind of showing, making points and stuff. So if you're a football fan, if anybody here is listening and they're a football fan and they're watching how the NFL is played out, I'm going to give you an example, okay? About 6 weeks ago, the New England Patriots were playing the Buffalo Bills, okay? And they were up, I don't know, 30-3 or something like that at halftime. And Buffalo ended up coming back and winning that game. And my son's a Patriot fan. Yeah, I know a lot of Patriot fans. So when that happened, they were devastated. They was like, "Man, this stinks. Man, this is brutal. This is gonna stop us from getting the 1 seed. Blah 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 blah." Hindsight now, you look back at it, and you're saying, okay, because you lost that game, you're now gonna have to play the Texans tomorrow to get to the AFC Championship, and you're going to run into Denver. And Denver just lost Bo Nix for the year.
That's
with a
crazy.
Broken ankle, right? So if you don't lose the Buffalo game, it's an entirely different situation, right? Yeah. But in the moment, you were stressed out. So now how does that relate to basketball? What I'm saying is this. If you look at the standings and you look at how things are playing out, right? Mm-hmm. There's a scenario where the Suns could run into, I don't know, let's say San Antonio in the first round, a team we've matched up well with throughout the regular season, right? You get through San Antonio, now you're in the second round. And I think I talked about this the last pod, but I'll say it again just for the people in the back. When you make it to the second round of the NBA playoffs, the mentality is I'm 4 games from the Western Conference Finals. Right? and there's a scenario where your path to the Western Conference Finals could be the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Yeah. You know what I mean? So everybody's saying, oh my God, OKC, you got to, blah, 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 blah. You may not ever see OKC because we don't know what's going to happen with OKC. You don't know. Yeah. Same thing happened last year with the Pacers. The Pacers all year were saying, we got to get through Boston. They never ran into Boston. Because God bless him, Jason Tatum, I love him to death. He ended up popping an Achilles and it never came to fruition. So you got to let things play out the way they play out. And so there's no reason to think. At this point, I'm going to say it's a hot take. Yeah. This team is no longer a team that I do not think it is blasphemy or I do not think it's crazy.
Let them know.
To think that the Phoenix Suns could find their way into a Western Conference Finals situation this year. Are they going to win the Western Conference? Are they going to win the NBA championship? I'm not saying that.
Who knows?
Well, who knows? Right. Who knows? No one on planet Earth, nephew.
You can't predict it. You literally
picked the Pacers to go to the finals last year.
Yeah.
No one.
I had no idea. I would never have thought they were like at 500 at the deadline, and then they just flipped it around.
There you go. No one. Not even Tyrese Halliburton's father thought they were going to the finals. And that dude is, So, I let it play out. This team is pesky. No one wants to play them in 7 games. Yeah. And if the bracket shakes the right way, there is a path where you could be looking at this young Phoenix Suns team and saying, damn, we're a couple wins away from the Western Conference Finals. It's crazy.
And then if you make the Western Conference Finals, it's like, well, damn, only 4 away from the chip.
Right. And then what? Like, then you're like, do we touch anything? We just let this go. And we got Kaman coming. We got Brea coming. We got Fleming coming. Yeah, man, a great place to be. Colin Gillespie, Mark Williams. I know people are worried about those contract extensions. Don't worry about that.
I'm not even tripping. I don't see why they would want to leave.
Exactly. So, we're in a good spot.
Yeah. The Suns are just like, it's crazy too, in under a year, because it hasn't even been a full year yet. And this
No.
whole conundrum, this whole equation, we've already flipped it. We've flipped it. We did a whole 180 of what last season was, the past two
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
And we didn't, if you ask a Suns fan, going into, I guess we'll say April of last year, we had no future. And now
None.
look at what we got right here.
None.
And we have some
None.
dudes. I'm gonna give a shout out to Kobe Bryant here too, because he's been
Yeah.
battling with some injuries too, which kind of sucks. But a dude that was shooting 43% coming out of college that's translating to the G League very well. He's shooting 42% right now in the G League.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there for the people.
Put it out there.
Flago.
Put it out there, because the same people that are ignoring that are the same people that were ignoring when Colin Gillespie was averaging a triple-double in the G League.
Yeah.
And saying, he was dominating the G League. And I remember when the Suns signed him and actually brought him on the roster.
Yeah.
That was a big deal internally.
Yeah.
And people were like, that's what y'all did? Y'all got Colin? Well, you're eating crow now.
Yeah.
You're eating crow now.
We brought him.
I'll tell you something real quick. Let's talk about Colin.
Yeah.
So, and this has made some waves because my favorite coach in the world, I love him. This guy is a basketball genius. Is Jay Wright, Villanova, right? Shout out Nova. One of my guys, Tim Thomas, I think we talked about this recently on the show. My boy Tim Thomas ended up going to Nova back when we were in our high school class together. There's some deep stories that eventually, as we do some more stuff, we can talk about some of these ironic stories. But it was supposed to be Tim Thomas, Shaheen Holloway, and Kobe Bryant going to Nova all at once. And Kobe pulled the okey doke on my boy Tim Thomas. I'll tell that story one day. I'll tell that story one day because I lived it.
Yeah.
But I say this to say, Jay Wright found Colin Gillespie playing against one of my squads out in Jersey, the Roselle Catholic. Jelly Fan was there and Nas Reed, and they went there to recruit other players.
I think Colin talked about this too.
Yeah, my man Colin. Yeah, my man. That's what I'm saying. It made some waves and people were talking about it, but I remember this vividly. Jay Wright went out there and was like, yeah, I didn't come here to see that dude, but that dude had 45 in this game. Like, who's the kid from Delaware? You know what I mean? Playing in New Jersey Hoop Group. Because that's where he made his name. And it, he was told he was gonna have to sit many years at Nova, and that team was talented, but so he's cut from a good cloth, man. And like another guy I'll throw out there, like, let's be honest, if you're listening, I can't see you. We can't see you. My nephew worldwide can't see you. But I'm gonna vision you raising your hand, because I know nobody knew who the hell Jamari Bouye was. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, and that dude's terrific. Terrific. And so give credit to the Suns scouting. Give credit to Brian Gregory, who's done a tremendous job. I took some flack, nephew. I took some flack over the summer because when they hired Gregory, I said something. I said, I love the Gregory hire because he was a coach at Dayton. And I like GMs that were on the bench. I like GMs that were coaches.
Understand the player. They understand what they're looking for. Like,
that's right. And you're seeing it.
Playing GM, they've done it. They've
right.
Players. They know how to deal with players. Like,
that's right. That's right. So Brian Gregory's a little Chico right now because he's building his team with Jordan Ott, and he understands, the dynamic of putting a team together and having pieces that work. So. Man, I can't say enough good things about this basketball team right now.
I can't either. And I've sort of I'm almost like running out of things to say because I feel like I'm like a broken record almost. But Jamari Bouye, a guy that I'll admit too, like when we signed him on that 2-way contract, I didn't really know much of him. I've heard of his name. And then I noticed he was coming off of like 4 20-point games in the G League. And then I broke down the film and I did a whole YouTube video on it. And it was when he was like getting 3 to 5 minutes here and there.
Yeah.
And in those 3 to 5 minutes, he was putting up like 5 points, so almost a point per minute, and it was on great efficiency. And I don't think a lot of people understand how hard it is to sit on a bench for a whole NBA game, and then
Yeah.
get in with like 3 to 5 minutes left in the game and shoot 60% from the field. Like that's pretty hard to do. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty tough. Like just
Yeah.
being completely cold, and that's not even
Yeah.
hopping on the bike or anything too, because I don't even expect to get into the game.
That's
But
right.
yeah, and then I broke down the film and was like, we got something here. Like this dude is freaking disgusting. And then
Man, he's good, man. He is
he was
good.
getting like 15 minutes, and he was just cooking. And he's in concussion protocol right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in concussion protocol. He's
Yeah,
very close. I had a phone call this morning. I'm hoping it'd be nice to get Bouye back for the Brooklyn
yeah,
game. We'll see. He should be back for this trip. Um, I'll tell you, one of my favorite guards growing up was Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, formerly Chris Jackson from LSU, played with Shaq. That was the guard I patterned my game after when I was coming up. And the
yeah,
reason why was Mahmoud, um, he had an incredible stop and go ability, and he had the best ball fake I've ever seen to this day. His ball fake was just unreal. And it was funny, like maybe a month and a half ago, we were playing some team on the road. I can't put my finger on who we were playing, but Bouye did a move where he put the ball over his head, had a tremendous ball fake, quick stop and go. And I immediately texted one of my guys with the team, and I was like, "Hey, man, like Bouye just remind me of Mahmoud there." And I remember the response was, "Holy shit, Flex. I didn't think of that, but you're
yeah.
right." And the person I'm talking to actually played in the league with Mahmoud. So
Okay.
he's got Bouye, his ability to not get sped up, get to where he wants to get,
Yeah,
shoot the rock, his ball fake, his IQ. Man, that guy's a keeper. Like I want
yeah.
I want Bouye here for a while. Like that
Hmm.
kid's 26.
Yeah.
Um, you can't
You know
have
who this
enough of those
situation kind of reminds
dudes.
me of too, Flex? It's almost like the
Hmm.
Gillespie deal last year. Sort of.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost like the exact same
Mirror
parallel, like the
image.
same situation. And
Yep.
I don't know, it was just crazy to me because when I did the film breakdown, usually when you think of a G League player, you think of somebody that, isn't as composed, doesn't really have the intangibles, and obviously they got the talent, it's just the mindset, the IQ, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And I was just watching, I was like, this dude is like a really composed player. He's under control. He's playing within his game. He's not letting, like you said, other people speed him up. It was just it, that stuff the box score can't tell you. Like
That's
you can
right.
you can do analytics all day long. I'm not an analytical person. I'll admit that
Me
here.
neither.
And I just look at the generics, the freaking defensive statistics and the 3-point percentages. Like I don't look outside of that because I'm more of a visual person. I like to see it
Me too.
because I think
Me
that
too.
takes away
Eyeball
for
test.
one. For one, it takes away from the game of basketball. It takes away from the whole craft. The whole numbers deal does it. Um, you have to watch it to appreciate it. Like you can't look at a box score or a stat sheet and just that's that. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
just who
there's
I am.
so
I'm a
much
little more
more to
old school.
basketball, Nav. There's so much
Yeah,
more to I'm not an analytic guy. I'm an eyeball guy.
yeah,
I respect analytics, and there are
yes.
times where
It's
I'll
applicable in certain
use it.
situations for sure.
Correct. There's times where I'll use it for a tiebreaker or something, but for the most part, I don't lean that way because analytics
Yeah,
don't. I'll give you an example, right? The other night, Royce didn't have a great game against Detroit,
yeah,
right? He didn't have a great game. But what people don't realize is Cade Cunningham shot 3 for 17 in that game. He
yeah.
had
Had a
10
horrible game.
points, right? And Royce was on him 80% of the time, right? So analytics aren't going like you're gonna look the casual guy's gonna just look at the box score and look at points, rebounds, assists, 3-point shooting, and they're not gonna look at how good Royce is on team defense. They're not gonna
Yeah.
look at all the little nuances that come with that, right? They're not gonna look at like to your point, Bouye.
Hmm.
He does a great job of the hockey assists, right? He's very good at breaking down the breakdown and then getting that guy
Yeah.
a bucket, right? And so analytics, I mean, there are analytics that will say the
Yeah.
hockey stuff and stuff, but you know, the eyeball test is what we're talking about. And
Yeah.
that kid got it in spades, man. He's more athletic than you think, too. My man
Oh
Bouye
yeah.
will bounce on you and bang on
Uh-huh.
you. I got something weird going on right now, Neff.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest shit ever.
What is that?
I'm tracking the Western Conference as we're doing this show.
Mm-hmm.
And NBA.com is showing that Minnesota and San Antonio, the game is final, but it's a tie.
What?
Like, yeah, I mean, it's the craziest thing. It says final. It says 126 final.
Okay. They put the Spurs, right? San
Spurs saying,
Antonio?
yeah, tell me if I'm seeing something wrong.
And now it's saying the Spurs
NBA.com.
won. Spurs did take
Spurs
the win.
won?
126, 123.
Oh, so I'm looking at the NBA.com right now, and it's
Oh,
literally saying 126 final. I'm like, what
interesting.
happened there? But maybe I need to refresh. But
I wonder where the Lakers are now because the Suns just
the
jumped
Lakers
from
are
10 games
getting,
back
yeah.
to
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
9.5. What's the
La-
score of the Lakers game right now?
Lakers are getting smacked right now.
Smash. So that's
Portland,
good.
yeah, Portland is beating the Lakers as we're doing this show, 63-51 with 2 minutes left in the half. So they're up 11. Everyone talked about that Miami loss we had the other night. Miami just
Yeah.
beat the Thunder,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh,
So yeah, Miami beat the Thunder. So you know, Miami's a good basketball team.
yeah.
Let's
They're like
not
the Phoenix Suns of the Eastern Conference.
exactly. And the Wizards, they were up actually. There's about 4 minutes left in the game, and Denver's up 3 now. But the
Mm.
Wizards were winning a couple minutes ago. So, but we got some good stuff going on in the Western Conference. The
Oh yeah.
Suns, we could wake up tomorrow and yeah, this Suns basketball team, man, it's just like you said, running out of good things to say, man. It's just
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. It's been especially tough for me because I've been doing. I think this video will be like the 13th or 14th straight upload I've done in the past
Wow.
2 weeks. So I feel like a repetitive person, but it's like I just can't get over the fact that it's like my first win, I guess, in the content creator space. Cause like I just couldn't see it, and I put this on Twitter too. I couldn't see a team with Devin Booker, Jaylen Green, who we have yet to see him, and we can
Oh
talk
boy.
about him later,
Oh yeah, we're gonna
and
talk about Jaylen.
Dillon Brooks, Mark Williams, Grayson Allen. I could keep naming guys, obviously. The whole
Yep.
team. I couldn't see this roster that was just so many dogs and so many people that have shit to prove. Like there's a lot of dudes that have a chip on their shoulder. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to see Jaylen Green incorporate into this too, because ultimately he was the guy in Houston. And Houston just said after, not really a great playoff performance, but I don't know. Something,
Let's
an
talk about
interesting
that. Stay
addition.
on that. Stay on that. Cause I'm gonna give you a hot take and you're gonna replay this.
Okay.
What's today? We January 17th? This
Yes,
is gonna
sir.
be a jewel. This is gonna be a jewel. You're gonna on January, we're gonna record this January 17th today, and we're gonna fast forward all the way to April. And in April, you're gonna take this clip and you're gonna be like, me and Ung talked about this.
Yeah.
Here's the proof. Okay.
Yeah.
You know who's going to be this summer's Jaylen Green?
Who's that?
Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham.
Okay, I'm going to explain.
What do you mean by
Okay,
this?
I'm going to explain. So Cade Cunningham is clearly an incredible basketball player. Okay,
Yeah.
and he is the leading scorer in Detroit.
Mhm.
For the people listening, Cade Cunningham is the only 20-point scorer on that Pistons team. Okay, their next
Mhm.
leading scorer averages 13 a game. That's Jalen Duren. Okay,
Oof,
that differential is insane.
that is
So
insane.
here's the hot take. The hot take is that Detroit team is going to be one and done because they're going to play a team in the Eastern Conference in the first round. And that team is going to look right at the Golden State Houston series from last year. And they're
Mhm.
going to say, we are going to double, triple, blitz, crowd Cade for this
Yo.
entire series. And he's going to have probably a bad series. And they're going to get knocked out just like Houston did last year. And everybody's going to say, Cade is not good. Cade is
Oh,
overrated. Cade isn't a star.
they're gonna trade the
And what they
franchise
don't
tag?
realize is, huh?
They're gonna get rid of the cornerstone?
No, they're not going to get rid of him. No. Let me clear this.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to get rid of him. What I'm saying is the flack that Jaylen Green got last year for having a bad series in the playoffs.
Okay.
That's going to happen to Cade this summer,
I
this
got
offseason, because they're going to. It's hard. Jaylen Green was in a lose-lose situation last year. He was the only 20-point scorer, the leading scorer on that Houston Rocket team. And Golden State said, we're going to cut the head off the snake.
We're going to take his life out there pretty much.
We're just going, and everyone really beat Jaylen down. But for basketball people that actually watch and don't just look at the end result in the box score, you can see clearly, man, that Steve Kerr had a plan. He said, that's the guy that can get 20. That's the guy that's not going to get 20. And those other guys can't carry the load. And Cade is heading down that same road this year. So I'm thrilled that Steve Kerr did that. Because we wouldn't have Jaylen Green if he didn't. That's but Jaylen Green is so much better than people think. And Jaylen Green is so much better than just one bad playoff performance because the team sold out on him. Yeah. And he was basically their only offensive weapon that can do anything. So Jaylen's terrific. And when Jaylen comes back, you're going to see really quick how good Jaylen Green is. Mm-hmm. And I said this before. I like Dillon Brooks is averaging 22 a game, Neff.
Yeah.
Like Dillon Brooks, and I'm not dissing. I love Dillon.
You don't associate that with Dillon Brooks when you think of Dillon Brooks. It's just an opportunity that has presented itself, and he's
correct
taking advantage of it.
So imagine what Jaylen Green can do as a second option. I think Jaylen Green can average 25 a game with this basketball team in his sleep. Yeah. And that's not crazy. Man, it's gonna be interesting. And he's very close. I'm gonna tell you, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Not at him. I'm not mad at him or the team, but I can tell you that I got it from very good sources that Jaylen was really targeting playing tonight at the Garden.
That's what I heard. Yeah, so that's what I saw on Twitter too as well.
Jaylen was really targeting playing tonight at the Garden. It didn't work out. They want to get his conditioning right, and they want to make sure that they're super safe. I think Jaylen's been in a good place for a little while now, and I think the Suns are doing a great job of holding him back and saying, we just want to be very, very, very sure this time. Yeah. So this is more about the Suns just making sure than anything with Jaylen, but he's very close, and I would not be shocked if we see Jaylen Green, in the next couple games, if not Brooklyn on Monday. Yeah. So he's very close, and we got a nice little 5-game stretch. And I also think people need to understand you probably want to bring Jaylen back. Not probably, I can tell you, the Suns want to bring Jaylen back with a soft runway. Yeah, bringing him back against ramp him up with a soft runway as opposed to bringing him into a game that's a playoff intensity game like tonight. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea. So, thankfully, they got the win, and we're about to be healthy and whole very soon, man.
Time will tell.
Man. So it's gonna be fun,
and it's kind of funny too, because people are like, well, we kind of need to make a splash at the deadline. Well, your splash is that 23-year-old 20-plus point per game scorer that has only played one full game of basketball and 5 quarters of basketball. Like, there's your accusation. There accusation. I don't know why I keep saying accusation. Like, we're not accusing him of anything besides being a dog. That's one thing we're accusing him of.
That's right. That's your splash. Yeah. I tell you right, there's 29 NBA teams that would love to acquire. There's 29 other teams that I think would give a pinky toe.
Love to be in the Phoenix Suns situation.
Right, to say, yo, we just acquired Jaylen Green at the deadline, and the Suns don't have to give anything for it. So, that's your deal. That's your splash. And I'm thrilled that we're in a position that we're in. So, pretty damn cool, man.
I kind of want to wind the clock back here since we're on the topic of Jaylen Green in Houston. What do
Okay.
you overall so far? What do you think about the trade from Houston's side? Because for me, it still doesn't really make sense as to why they went out and kind of broke up kind of a young core of Jaylen Green, and obviously Dillon Brooks was instrumental to that team. But I guess I just couldn't understand why they did it because I feel like they had something good there. I mean, you had Amon, you had Jaylen, you had Dillon, you had
Yeah.
Bari, Eason. Like I couldn't get it for a couple seasons of Kevin Durant. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It still doesn't really make sense to me, but I'm thankful it happened.
I'm gonna say something. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble. I love Kevin Durant. I respect Kevin Durant. He's one of the greatest players I've ever seen with my own two eyeballs.
Yeah.
He's on my Mount Rushmore of greatest players I've seen in my lifetime.
He's in my
Okay.
top two favorite players of all time. Him and
There we
Book.
go. So he's on my Mount Rushmore. So there's a lot of Kevin Durant supporters
Yep.
that, go the extra mile to insinuate that people are taking jabs. This isn't a jab. I'm giving Kevin all the flowers. Um, but I'll be honest with you. I I
Yeah.
I I believe that hindsight being 2020 and everyone being able to evaluate. If Houston had a crystal ball and there was a way to rethink this or redo
Yeah.
this, I do believe there's a few people that might say what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
man, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should have just kept it together. And that again, that's not a shot at Kevin. Now, just like I said, there's probably a few people that would think that. There's probably a
It's
lot of
just the
people that are just
situation
fine with it.
itself.
Right. Like Dylan, who was it? I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it was DeMarcus Cousins, maybe. DeMarcus Cousins was on a podcast. He made a great point. He was like, listen, like Dillon Brooks is a culture changer. Like everywhere he goes, he wins. Right? He
Hmm.
changes the culture. So like they gave up a culture setter, a guy that was part of their identity. They gave up their top leading scorer, and they also gave up draft equity, right? To do what they're gonna do, and it may work out. Like that's a good
Yeah.
Houston team, and Kevin's a
Yeah.
great player. But yeah, it would be foolish to think that there are people in Houston that are not kind of saying, "Damn,
Yeah.
did we give up too much? Right? Did
For
we did we
sure.
give up too much? I know for sure they didn't want to give up Dillon. Let's talk about
See,
that.
that was gonna be one of my questions when I brought you on here today. Was Dylan like a essential like lockdown piece as they really didn't want to move him? Because
They
I thought it was Jabari Smith the whole time that he was the guy that they didn't want to move, and
No, so
then
my
Dylan was
my
kind of
understanding, and we can go back in the timeline. We can go back to the day of the trade, the Kevin Durant trade. I tweeted
yeah.
this, and people were calling me crazy. So the Suns and Rockets had been in negotiations for a long time about this, and everybody kept saying, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?" The truth of the matter is, the Phoenix Suns kept saying, "There's no deal without Dillon." And Houston, rightfully so, wanted to keep him.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you, I'm saying it right here, emphatically, unequivocally. The Phoenix Suns targeted Dillon Brooks, and the Rockets were resisting it. They kept trying to throw other people in for Dillon, and eventually it got to the point where it's like, either shit or get off the pot type thing.
Yeah.
And they eventually said, you know what, we'll add Dillon. And I remember saying that the day of the trade, I was like, Dillon was not a throw-in. Dillon was the
Yeah.
target. Dillon was the guy that they kept pressing and saying, no, 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 no. That's why it
Yeah.
took so long. And so they finally gave in, and we got Dillon. And you got to give Brian Gregory and the crew a lot of credit, because this
Yeah.
is not some flash in the pan. This is not some coincidence.
Hmm.
They knew what they were looking for, and they knew that Dillon was a culture changer, and they knew what they were trying to do with Jordan. And they said, we want that guy. And I'm happy it happened. But anybody that thinks otherwise, it's a fallacy. It's not true. Anybody that thinks, Dillon wasn't the target, or this was by luck, Yo, you're so wrong. You are so wrong. Yeah,
Yeah, it,
that's a fact.
it's been more than a pleasure to have Dillon Brooks from the Phoenix Suns. Him and all of his whole crew too have been super cool to talk with. But yeah, for sure, culture shifter for sure. I love
Yeah,
Dillon. I like what he's doing, and it's kind of funny too because I think Dillon's kind of always had this in his bag. It's just every NBA player obviously can score, but it's
yeah.
just the opportunity presented to itself. Like we've seen it here. I like what Dillon's been doing. It's kind of funny too because his trainer up in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
him and like he trains other people outside of Dillon, obviously. It's just his
Mm-hmm.
job, his whole career. But it's like they have like an army of mini Dillon Brooks because they all are working on the same moves, and it's all Dillon Brooks coded. And every time I see a clip, I'm like, "That's just such Dillon Brooks esque." And I'll throw up a clip too back in editing, but it's so funny.
It's
Um,
crazy.
but yeah,
That's
it's been
wild.
more. It's been more than a pleasure to have Dillon Brooks on this team, and I don't know. I don't know what this team would look like without him. And I guess we'll just never know. But
Oh, he ain't going nowhere.
he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. They love Dillon Brooks. You know, I know there's people nervous about the technicals and all that stuff. And to that I say,
It's basketball.
Tigers don't change. It's basketball. Tigers
It's
don't change their
emotional.
stripes. And for the people that are frustrated about the technicals, you can't. That's his identity. That's who he is,
Yeah,
right? Part of that, for every technical you get, you're mad about it, but you also understand that the emotion that he revs up to
yeah,
get those technicals are part of why that team follows that identity, and they're scrappy and they fight and they're in games. Like, you just can't take that away from him. It's taking part of his game. If you
yeah,
try to muzzle him, if you try to put a muzzle on him and say, don't do that anymore, he's not Dillon Brooks anymore. You know what I
no,
mean? So you got to live with it. You got to live with it, and I'm okay with it. If
yeah.
Dillon's gonna get suspended a game this year
That's fine. I'm cool
or
with it.
two, I'll take it because he's helped us get 20 wins on top of that.
Yeah,
You know
and
what
I
I
think
mean?
it goes with like a sense of passion too, and pride in the game of basketball. And you don't really see a lot of players that are like Dillon Brooks in terms of how they go about it. But
That's right.
yeah, I don't know. I run out of things to say about Dillon because how much he's just changed the whole team internally too. And I think I don't know if it was Kevin Ray or Eddie on the broadcast who said it a couple of games back, maybe a couple of weeks ago, back when Oso started to really start being physical. But I guess Dillon pretty much got into Oso's ear and said, "Hey man, you gotta fucking turn this shit up. You gotta be a dog."
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it's turning around like we're
They
seeing it here.
follow
Like
his lead, man. He's
yeah,
definitely you know, imagine Draymond Green. Imagine if Draymond Green couldn't talk for his whole career.
yeah.
He's not
Oh,
Draymond Green.
not Draymond.
He's just not. He's just not, right? You just can't take that part of it means so much. I grew up playing ball in New York, New
Yeah,
Jersey. Like, you know, I had to talk.
you
Like
have
that
to.
was part of it. Like it's part of it. Like trash talking is really a skill. It's
Hmm.
really a skill. It's something that you can't quite put your finger on the value of it. But
Yeah.
like it
I'm
revs
sneaky
people,
about mine.
huh?
I'm a sneaky trash talker.
Yeah, Book is too.
Yeah. I'm
Like Book is a low key Hall of Fame
yeah.
trash talker.
Yeah. And
Like
you hear
low
from other
key.
people around the league too. Like it's been said multiple times. JJ Redick said fucking rookie Devin Booker was talking shit when they were down like 20 or 30.
Correct. Correct. There's an
Because
art to it. There's an art to
it's
it.
funny too because people had this narrative that only Devin Booker only talks when he's up. Well, you guys clearly weren't
Bullshit.
tuned in back in 2016. Where were you
That's
guys back
right.
when we had the dungeon and it was the Nexus Club now? Like, where were you guys?
That's right. That's right. That's right. You
It's funny
nailed
though.
that. Yeah, no. It's an art form, man. And these
Yeah.
players, it's part of their identity and you can't take it away from them. But yeah, Dylan's a culture shifter, man, and I'm
Yeah.
glad he's ours, man. I tell you, I'm glad he's ours.
One
Goody is
thing,
too. Goody is
Yeah,
too.
Goody is a dog.
Goody's a dog, man. Goody's a dog. Goody's one of those guys. I'm sorry, Neff. Goody's one of those
No, go.
guys that is very much like Dillon. Matter of fact, there was a play today. Go back and watch the game today. Um, when my man McBride was going crazy.
I love Deuce so much.
Yeah, Deuce is a dog. Yo, Deuce and Cam Thomas are two of my most underrated favorite dudes, and I love
I
Cam
wanted
Thomas. And
Deuce in a Suns jersey for so long.
I love Deuce, man. He's a dog. I'm telling you, go back. I can't. I'll try to. I'm gonna text it to you later because I always do my rewatch in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But it was. I want to say it was around that moment when we were down 10, and they brought in Goody. And there's a moment you can see it on a telecast. Goody, McBride's in the backcourt, and they're about to inbound it, and the camera goes directly to Goodwin. And if you pay close attention, he's literally talking to Deuce. And I could imagine he's telling him,
Yeah.
like, dog, you're not doing this shit on me. And Deuce laughed. And he and I remember Goody tapping him in the butt, like, yeah, like I'm here now.
Big fella. I'm right here.
Go back and watch what Deuce did the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's incredible how important it is. But Goody basically came in and said, all right, man, enough of that bullshit. I'm here. We're not doing that. And those are the low-key things that analytics don't track. You know what I'm saying?
It's just shit that it makes other players think. It just changes the whole rhythm, momentum, and tempo. But it changes those little small things, move the margins in games. And I'm gonna bring this up. I'm not one to really talk about officiating, but I like to hear other people's perspectives because here on the Sons of Wide channel, everybody. I'm open to other basketball opinions. That's one thing I like to really express here because everybody has a different opinion. Not everybody's wired the same. So I want to get your perspective on officiating and kind of how it's been this year. I haven't really paid attention to other teams, so I don't know if it's just been the Suns that have been getting calls like that. But from my understanding, it's just kind of been a problem league-wide this year with how officiating has kind of affected games.
Fucking atrocious. It's been one of the worst officiated years I could remember in time I've been watching ball a long time. I mean, I've been watching the Phoenix Suns like every second of the Phoenix Suns for the last 38 years. Okay. This officiating this year has been atrocious, and I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah,
because there's no fucking way that the Detroit Pistons did not commit a foul in the fourth quarter against the Phoenix Suns the other night in a game that is so fucking physical, and that team lives and dies on physicality.
Yeah.
That I'm sitting here with like 2 minutes left in the game and there's still not a call on the Detroit Pistons. That is why we lost the game. And I had an argument with a friend of mine about this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. You can go back to every part of that game. And there was one stretch where we were up 6 and Dillon Brooks decided to become Kobe Bryant and took 3 or 4 really, I would call them questionable shots, right?
Yeah.
And and again, I live and die with that. And one of my friends was on the phone and he was saying, "Man, I think Dillon cost us this game." And I go, "No, the refs not calling a foul on the Detroit Pistons cost us this fucking game." So it's been really bad, man. And it's not. Yeah. I will say this: it does feel like it happens more to the Suns. than most teams. I do feel like it happens to the Suns more, and I do think that I will say, listen, I've known some NBA refs, okay, and I don't want to shit on them, but I will say this: they're fraternity, okay? They talk
for sure. I would be the same way. I'm going to be completely honest. I could never be an NBA official. Because I would fuck up the game so much. I'd be like, we'll just say Devin Booker, for example, because he talks to the refs a lot.
Oh, yeah.
If I see Devin Booker come up to me for like the 5th time in the first quarter, I'm making sure they can do whatever they want to him.
Right. Well, that happens.
And that's why I can't be an NBA official. And I I'm acknowledging that, and I'm very self aware that I can never be an NBA official.
Good. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I coached for many years, and I was an athletic director at St. Peter's for a program in New Jersey. And believe it or not, when you're an athletic director, you part of your job is to make sure you hire the referee crew for the games
Oh,
when you have a home game.
interesting.
So I would have the league would submit, the conference would submit a list of referees for the season. And if you're the home team, this is not college, it's high school level and stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you're not the home team, your job is to set up the refs for the game. So if you're the home team, I get to pick the window of refs, and you got to hire them and you got to pay them, right? And I remember learning and getting into that world and understanding, because I was also the head coach, so I was the athletic director and head coach.
Oh.
So yeah, so it's tough. I got to pick these refs.
Oh.
I got to pay them. They're grateful that I picked them and I paid them, but at the same time, they're refs, and I'm coaching the game, and there's a separation. It's like, yeah, I don't care that you picked me and you paid me tonight. I'm not going to call everything for your team. So there's a lot of politics, and I would tell my players all the time. I'm telling you, nephew, I would tell my players all the time, if you got a bad call, don't say a fucking thing. Let me talk to them.
Yeah.
Because once you start yapping and you start getting in their ear, chances are they're not going to give you the next call. And so it's a thin line. And people don't think this happens in the NBA level, man. Like, guys like Dillon are not liked by the refs. Guys like Book are not liked by the refs.
He gets a lot of reputational calls.
Exactly.
Just technical stuff, because people can flex. I could go up to you and I could push you, and it's cool. But we'll say if Dillon Brooks, I don't know. Yeah, you get the analogy.
Well, I saw LeBron James push a ref.
Like, how can you do that?
And nothing happened.
How does that work?
It just doesn't make sense, bro. I mean, LeBron pushed a ref on camera. Nothing happened. If that were Dillon Brooks, he'd be suspended 3 games. Yeah, so there is some stuff, unfortunately. I hate to admit it, but there is residue that happens throughout a season, and certain refs don't like certain players. We know for sure Scott Foster hated Chris Paul. That wasn't made up. That was real.
Yeah, he made comments about his son, so that happened.
Correct. Like the shit was real, and there was a reason why he lost 18 straight games that Scott Foster refed or something like that. Yeah. Like, so it's a real thing, man. And I wish it wasn't like that. And it scares me. It does scare me.
It does, yeah.
Because there's going to be big games at the end of the season, and you don't want to be worrying about who the ref is and what the reputation is.
That should never have to be a factor in a game at a professional level. I feel like if you're a professional referee, it doesn't even matter. It should, for any sport. If you are in charge of calling the game, you should never let your emotions dictate the rules of basketball and what is allowed and what isn't. Facts. That should never happen. And one thing that kind of pissed me off too, because Dillon got that technical with like 3 minutes left in Miami, and they ended up rescinding it. But it's like, okay, so Miami, they get a point, and you fucked up the whole tempo. You just fucked it. You just blew up the spot. You just blew up the spot for what?
Great point, Neff. You rescinded it, so you're saying it shouldn't have happened. Yeah. But you're not going back and changing the result of the game. It's just like the 2-minute report. The 2-minute report blows my mind. It's like, why do you even do it? Why do you even do it?
I don't read it anymore.
No, it's bull. It's like, it's a waste of time. Why do they even do that? Like, you know how pissed off you are when you lose a game? Yeah, and you read the 2-minute report and you're like, they got 4 calls wrong. And they're admitting, they're saying, yeah, we got it wrong, but you still lost. Yeah. Like, no, it's wild stuff, man. But this team does not have a good reputation with the refs. So I do not think that's going to change.
No.
And that's something we're going to have to deal with, unfortunately. But it's pretty bad. I think it's really bad with the Suns, though. Like, I watch a lot of basketball, and I don't see it. I don't see it as blatant as the Suns. Maybe
Mhm.
I got blinders on because I got I'm a Suns guy,
Yeah,
but it feels way more malicious with Phoenix for sure.
yeah. And like I'm not I'm more Sun centric, so I don't really branch out to other teams because they don't deserve my my,
Right,
my my I guess watching ability. But yeah,
right.
I don't know. It just sucks too because the Suns, as a team this year, they're more defensive minded. And they're more a reputation based around the league for being that gritty, hard nosed team, and they can't really use that to their full ability because they can't. So they just can't play. They can't play that way. Opposed to a
That's
team like
right.
the OKC Thunder, that I don't know how the fuck Lou Dort gets
Oh
away with the
God.
shit he gets away with, but that dude, he can make a lot of money playing linebacker in the NFL. I think he
Oh
could really
yeah.
do it.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know.
I
I
mean
think
that game we beat OKC in Phoenix, man. I was losing my mind, Nev. I wish you was a fly in the wall in my house.
yeah.
Like Lou Dort fouled out by the second quarter.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, 1,000,000% he
All of
fouled out
them.
by the second.
I was
I mean,
pretty
I
cool.
think I ended that game, and I'm like, man, Lou Dort had 672 fouls today.
67 felt like it was crazy.
How the hell, like, how are they allowed to be so physical? They're grabbing, they're holding Book, they're doing all kind of. You saw Book push them at one point,
Yeah.
and people were mad. People were like, "Oh, Book got to be better." I'm like, "No, man. Like,
No,
have you ever played basketball with a dude 240
I
pounds
hate.
grabbing and
I'm,
pulling? Like, come on, man.
that's the one narrative I hate the most. Is, oh, they shouldn't let it bother them. They should just keep it cool, calm, and collected. I don't care
Bullshit."
if you went to the fucking Y. I don't care if you went to the park or the playground. I know me personally. If I'm at the gym and some dude is calling fouls consistently, or I'm getting fouled, and I don't, I guess I don't call fouls because it's whatever. We're at the
Yeah, I
YMCA.
get
But
it.
if there's a dude
I
that's
get
calling
it.
fouls, I will legitimately pull. Was it Rondo that put his arms behind his back when he's? I
Yeah,
forgot which team it was. I think they were playing Houston,
yeah.
but I will legit do that shit because I'm like I'm not. I don't even want to have to hear you bitch and complain. Like we are paying to play here. Like I'm not getting paid to do
Right,
this. Like
right. It had,
it's
bro. Neff, I never like again growing up in the inner city and playing ball in New York and just like there was a code. It's like no blood, no foul.
yeah,
Sometimes like it was
yeah.
like you ain't bleeding, you ain't get
I
So
can
I never
imagine.
call foul. I never call
Yeah,
fouls, and the way we respectfully did it was like I only took fouls that the defender admitted. Like
yeah.
you
That's
know what
how
I
I do it
mean?
too. Yeah, I'm the
Yeah,
same exact way.
I go and the defender's like, yeah, I fouled on that's on me. Okay,
Yeah,
we checking ball, but otherwise you play through the contact. But it's
yeah,
frustrating, man. It's frustrating, and most of the time, I don't want to be that guy shitting on people
yeah.
listening and stuff like that. But the people that say that, like 99% of the people that say that, you're almost admitting you don't play ball.
yeah.
Like the people
'Cause
that are like, "Oh, you can't let it get to your
I
head." I'm
just
like, "Okay, you don't play ball. You've never
I
played ball.
can't stand it.
You never play ball.
It's
Yeah,
one of my
you
pet
never play
peeves.
ball. Like tell me you never play ball without telling me you never play ball. Say that shit." And I'm
It's
like,
yeah,
"Yeah, you didn't play ball, man. It's frustrating, man. It's
yeah,
frustrating when these guys and Book gets so much of it, man. Like
yeah,
I challenge people, like watch the game, take the emotion out of it, rewatch it, and just put it on slow motion
yeah.
and just watch every movement of Book. And on any single play, you'll see him get grabbed, tugged,
Oh, they're hugging
pushed,
him. McCall was hugging him tonight.
hugging him.
Shout out to
Right.
McCall, but he was
Yeah,
hugging
shout
him.
out to Kel. He know what he got to do. That's what you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They got to do that cuz Book's that good. But
yeah.
it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating when they got to play through that, especially somebody that good.
Hmm.
You would think if Book got SGA's whistle, we'd be talking a whole different thing.
Maybe averaging 40.
Right.
Like
Right.
legitimately, people are like,
Right.
"Oh, that's
Right.
kind of far fetched." No, that's legit. He would have
No,
40.
he'd be
He'd have
averaging
40 in that.
40. If Book got 12 free throws a game, Book would be averaging 40.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
it's a
crazy.
wild dynamic. Wild
It's just
dynamic.
I don't know where that take ever came from. I don't know how that ever generated, but it's just it sucks too because there's no consistency with officiating anymore. Like you could be playing what would we play Brooklyn on Monday?
Yeah.
That officiate that how they're going to call that game is way different from how they're going to call tonight's game. it's going to be a whole different dynamic.
That's
And
right.
I don't know. It's different. And when you're playing 82 games, you're seeing different officiating crews. Shit's different. Like there's just no consistency or momentum. You just
Yeah.
it has to be in the back of your mind the whole time. Of who's officiating this game? Oh, what are they going to let me do this game? I don't know. It's like that should just never be a factor. That should never
It
be a part of
never.
the game plan.
Think about this too. So let's talk about SGA and Luka.
Yeah.
Right? Those are two of the highest free throw rates in the league. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're talking about like they both get to the line like 10 to 12 times a game.
Yeah.
Right? When you get the whistle like that, you're coming into the game knowing you got 12 points.
Yeah, it's already calculated.
You already got 12 points. You're like, I know I'm getting to the line 12 times. So I already got 12 points. Like the game becomes so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're so good. Like Luka and SG are so good. Yeah. And now you add the fact that you're giving them these whistles, man.
No
it's no surprise these dudes do what they do, right? And so it's like, again, I would love to see a world where Book knows, man, I'm getting the whistle. I'm getting 10 to 12 free throws tonight. It changes everything about how you play the game of basketball. So, unfortunately, man, the referees have been a problem. I shouted out Jaylen Brown for what he did.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. Like him going out there and saying, I don't give a shit. Find me 50,000.
Yeah. I think we need more players that do that though too.
You would like it. You would like it. But it ain't our money, so I understand, right? I understand.
Yeah, it's not my pocket.
So people, right? It ain't my pockets. But if I had my way, there'd be a couple players on the Suns that would just get up in the podium and go ape shit every now and then, and just be like, you know what, Bobby and Mark and y'all all can get it tonight. Find me the $50,000, but y'all got to be better. But yeah, it's just part of the game, man. I don't think we've ever. It's been a while since we've been a team that has gotten the whistle, so I'm kind of used to it at this point, Nev.
Yeah, I like when I watch games anymore. It's almost this might come off like really sad, but like I just have no emotion watching Suns games anymore. Like I used to, like I just recorded a reaction. I reacted to one of my old. Somehow I had a video from 2019 of me reacting to a Suns game. Don't know why I had that, but I guess this shit was always meant to be somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know, but. I was just freaking out, and that video's on the YouTube channel, guys. You can go watch that. But
yeah, I gotta peep it.
Crazy, and now I just sit through the whole game. I'm like, well, cool. And I tell people that too when we play certain games, like LA. I don't know if Boston really has too much, but the bigger market teams, and then of course the guys that foul bait like OKC, and no knock at Che too, because fucking props to you for having the refs on your side. Like that's
right. You
almost have to calculate it. Like this is going to be an exaggeration, but 30 free throws, you have to calculate that in already. And it's just tough because that changes.
It's tough to win that way, man. I'm with you though. I'm very I'm not crazy emotional watching it. When I was younger, I was, but like I'm on. Yeah, I got some group chats with ball players and people that I am a basketaholic.
Yeah,
like I really am. Like I just basketball is really a drug for me, man. I can't watch enough of it, so I watch the whole league and like there are teams that I record all their games along with the Suns just so that I can get a better understanding of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I got people that get very emotional during the game, and sometimes I'm laughing because I'm like, why are y'all so emotional? There's 82 of these, man. You ever see the movie Major League?
Nope, I'm not.
It's an old movie. So there's a movie called Major League. Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes. Great movie, legendary movie. One of the best sports.
Is that Wild Thing?
Wild Thing, yeah. Oh, Ricky Vaughn, Wild Thing, Ricky Vaughn. So there's a scene in there that is basically one of the best ways to look at sports in general. So it's the first game of the season, and he's in the locker room throwing the ball like in his stool.
Yeah.
And the catcher at the time, Jake Taylor, catches the ball mid-air, and he goes, "Rook, calm down. There's 162 more of these. like chill out." So that's kind of how I go about basketball. I'm like, it's 82 of these, man. It's a roller coaster. You're not gonna win every game. I just go with the flow, man. Like people think I probably get more emotional, and they think it's an act that I'm so positive, and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
listen, I just one thing I will say. Let's talk about this, Neff.
Yeah.
This is interesting because I
Mhm.
actually text this to one of my boys on a chat.
Okay.
I was like, because he gets pretty emotional about some of these games, and
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, calm down. I'm like, think about this. What game was this today? Was this 40?
Somewhere
What
in the rest
game
of that
was
half,
it?
40, 40.
We're around that 40, yeah, 40, 41, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this:
hmm
how many games out of the 40 whatever we played
hmm
have the Suns not either the Suns? How many of those games have the Suns not been in the game completely? Where you're like watching the
Very
game and you're
few. The
like,
only one that really comes to mind is the one in OKC when it was like 49 points, but our whole
okay,
team was pretty much out.
that's the
That's the
cup
only
game
thing that comes
without
to mind.
Book.
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, there's maybe three of them. There's that
Yeah.
OKC
I
game.
was like, there's very few that come to mind, I guess. That's the only one that really
Okay,
sticks out.
so there you go. There's one for you. For me, there's three. There's that OKC game. There's the second game of the season against the Clippers, and the third game against Nuggets. Those three
Oh, yeah, I forget
games,
about that ever game.
those three games were I felt like they were out of the game from jump ball,
Yeah.
and but that's it. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, how could you be mad? 99% of the games you watch, this team either wins or they have a chance to win.
They're competing
That's
right
all you want as a fan.
Yeah. And
That's
that's
all you want.
it's funny too because that's what we wanted for the past 2 years was the team to just give a shit. Because on the outside,
Correct.
they were most most is I mean a lot of these games too. We've been down like 20 points. If that was the same team from last season,
Over.
chalk that shit up, chalk it up as a L. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. You like to see it, and it's kind of funny too for people to say the whole "don't do the moral victory" card. It's
Yeah.
kind of hypocritical because last season it's like we just want to see a team that can fight. So I don't know
Yeah.
where the dynamic changed with that, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm with
A lot of
you.
people think differently. I'm not going to criticize people. Like I get it, sure.
I'm a more victory guy. Like I look at a
Yeah.
game and I'm like, okay, we lost to the Pistons, and I wish we'd have won that game. But that's supposedly the best team in the East,
And we didn't have Book or
and we
Jaylen Green.
didn't.
Like and we haven't
Right.
had. I didn't even factor in Jaylen Green because we haven't seen him the whole season pretty much. But the
Correct.
fact
And a
that
lot of people are doing that. And I hate
yeah,
that they do it. There's a lot of people that are just dismissing Jalen Green. I'm like, we went on the road against the best team in the East
yeah,
without our top two players, arguably,
yep,
right? And had a chance to win. Could have won that basketball game. What else do you
yep.
want, man? Like, I left that game feeling
I
fine.
was happy
People were
with it.
like, yo, you got to be pissed. No, I'm not pissed. It
That's the
went toe to toe
professional team,
with the
man.
best team in the Eastern Conference without their
Yeah,
two best scorers, and should have won the game. No,
yeah.
I'm looking at it like, yeah, moral victory, call it whatever you want. I'm saying I'm going to appreciate when a team gives me their best effort every
Oh yeah,
night.
always.
99% of the time they give me their best effort. So
As a
I
fan, that's
love
all you
this
want.
team, man. Right. Love this team.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of funny, but I'm gonna bring up a guy here, Ryan Dunn, because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
once again another guy that hasn't really been getting talked about a lot. But as soon as he has rough shooting splits or shooting nights, everybody wants to really talk about him, even though he's more than a shooter. But
Yeah.
yeah, the three, the shot is really it's there now. It's more confident. You
Yeah.
can see it when he takes it. He doesn't. There's not really like a hesitation. It's just pure confidence, and he made some really tough contested threes tonight. I know there's
Yeah.
one
Big corner three. Big corner
and,
three on
and
the left
I think it was
corner.
yeah, like
Big
it was
shot.
like off balance, like a really tough one. And I've always kind of this might be my hot take, but I've kind of said it from the start of the season. What would be your thoughts of like starting Ryan Dunn? And I know maybe right now in this point of the season, it's a little too late because Royce has kind of solidified that spot, maybe. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always been something. It's like let's try it and see what happens.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I mean, listen, Royce is on pace to make 243s this year.
Yeah,
Like he's gonna obliterate the Phoenix Suns franchise record for threes. So you like his team defense, you like his chemistry with the unit, and you like his ability to shoot the three and hit damn near three threes a game.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I got a kick out of tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really cool moment. And I want to say it was in the fourth quarter. Mikal was bringing the ball up for the Knicks, and Ryan Dunn was guarding him.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about,
Yep.
right? And I had like, what's the word I'm looking for? I had
Deja
like
vu?
deja vu. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
deja vu. I'm
That's
sitting
perfect.
here and I'm like, I'm watching young Mikal guard Mikal.
I know, it was
Like,
weird. Yeah,
it was
strange.
very weird, but it was like, holy smokes. And I remember when Mikal had the hitch in his shot. And I
Yep.
remember when Mikal wasn't making threes. And I remember when
Mm-hmm.
people were like, man, he's got to fix that. And Ryan is like, to me, he's Mikal 2.0. And tonight,
Yeah.
I had that moment where I'm like, Ryan's gonna be all right. Like, it's only a
Yeah.
matter of time before Ryan is starting guy, because
Yeah.
defensively he's special. Defensively, that
Yeah.
kid is
As
that
a
kid
front of
can
attack
change
defender, he's
games.
different.
Yeah, pointed to he's all world. Like, this kid is one of the best defenders I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And the 3-point shot. This is how I gauge it, Neff. This is
Yeah.
how I gauge it. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if you do the same thing, but
Okay.
so, and me and my son, we have the same way of looking at basketball. So it's funny. We
Yeah.
were talking about this the other day, but it gets to a point in time where certain players, when they shoot it, you just think it's going in, and then there's certain players
Mhm.
when they
Okay.
shoot, you're like,
No
I think
chance.
it's a miss no matter what, right? Ryan has graduated to the middle ground. So
Okay.
in the past, every time Ryan shot, I'm like, that's a miss. And when it went in, I was surprised. I was
Mhm.
pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Now I'm not there anymore. Like, now when Ryan lets it go, I'm like 50-50. I'm like, that might go in.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's kind of how I gauge things, right? Like, for instance, like every time Colin shoots, I think
Yeah.
it's good.
It's good.
Anytime Colin shoots, I think it's good, right? I'll tell you something weird that I think people might be surprised with.
Yeah.
I'm still I'm still shocked when Dillon makes threes. Like,
I'm
when he
not.
lets
I
them
was the
go,
same way.
I never feel good when he lets them go, because it's
Yeah.
an unorthodox shot. It's a one-handed line drive
It's
shot.
really ugly, but it
Correct.
works, and I'm
It
on the
works.
same
It
path.
goes in. It's
I'm
like
right there
Sean
with you.
Marion.
Yeah.
Like, remember Sean Marion? Sean Marion had the
Same.
ugliest three in the history of basketball. But there was a point in time where I was like, okay, when he was younger, I was like, there's no way that's going in. And then over time, I'm like, shit, I want Sean taking the shot. Take the shot.
Yeah.
It's ugly, but it goes in.
It works.
So yeah, to the point, Ryan Dunn is now in the middle ground with me. Like, I'm
Mhm.
now, when he lets it go, I'm not disappointed, and there's that hope that it may go in, which is a telling sign. It just tells me that little by little, he's getting where he needs to go, and he's gonna be all right. Ryan's a man. Ryan is a tremendous piece for this basketball
Yeah.
team, and they love him. So he's gonna be all right. Ryan's gonna be
I'm
all right.
I'm right there with you, kind of on how I gauge stuff, but I do it a little bit differently. So for players that are kind of already established in the league, I don't really think about it too much. It's kind of, oh,
Okay.
they make it, whatever. So for Dillon, yeah, even though it's kind of in a rough shooting stretch right now, I'm kind of like, whatever, because he can
Mm-hmm.
turn it on at any point. But for like younger players like Ryan, Rasheer Fleming too, but just guys like that, or I guess like guys coming up in the G League too, like Jamari Bouye. Like, I look for the guys that have the intangibles that are like, I'm like, oh, he seems confident, he's poised, he's not rushing it, he's not hesitating. I look for stuff like that. I don't really.
Good.
I'm on the same thing. Like, I'm looking for it as like, do they believe in it? Because if they don't believe in it, why should I believe in the shot? You know what I'm
Good
saying?
point. Good point.
So
I'll
that's
I'll
what
throw
I'm.
some names at you. We're gonna play a little game real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a name, and you tell me when they shoot it, do you think it's going in?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Jordan Goodwin,
Oh yeah.
Jamari Bouye,
Yeah.
okay? Colin
Yep.
Gillespie,
Oh yeah. Green light.
okay? Oso Ighodaro.
No, he's not shooting. So he gonna dunk it.
And I'm not talking about a three. I'm just on any shot. Like when
No,
Oso
I know
shoots,
it also.
I'm like, not with Oso, right? So you warm up to it. You just like, all right,
Yeah,
Oso took a shot. If it goes in, I'm happy.
yeah,
But even the little 4-foot floater,
yeah. I
when
don't
he
feel
shoots it,
whatever
I'm
that
like,
is. Not with
I
it.
don't know what it is. I don't know what
Yeah,
it is. But it's a credit to this basketball team that I just named: Jordan Goodwin,
yeah.
Jamari Bouye, and Colin Gillespie. And when we
Guys,
think
under the
when they
radar
shoot the ball, I
supposedly.
think they're all going in.
Yeah,
I think they're all going in. Bouye's the
lucky.
one that surprised the hell out of me because I love when he shoots. I'm like, that's good every
Yeah,
time. There's just a poise and a control to his
I
shot.
mean, I'm gonna
He
look it up,
just
but I think he's shooting like 55% from the field right now.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's killing it. Bouye, he's killing it. Absolutely killing it. Um, and
Yeah,
then it's
56%.
another. How much?
56% from the field.
Yeah, it's insane, man. It's insane. It's and
41% from three.
you look at that. I mean, come on, man. If that guy's not an NBA player, man, you found a diamond in the rough there. And his shot is just complete.
Yeah,
Like I was a shooting coach. I trained a lot of people on shooting the basketball.
yeah,
And it's the weirdest thing, but if you grab any of my people that I coached and trained throughout the years, again, from high school to D1 guys to some pro guys, right? I would always take, like I had a saying, my shot starts with my big toe.
okay,
That's just how everything about my shot starts with my
yeah,
right big toe. And I used to call digging it.
I
Like I
get it.
would,
Yeah, I get that.
I dig that right toe. As soon as the pass is coming to me, I'm digging my right toe into my spot, and
Yeah,
everything starts there. Everything starts at my big toe, all the way up to the point where I'm releasing the basketball. And when I
yeah,
look at Bouye, you kind of see those dynamics. You see when he's about to get the ball, right before he catches it, everything about his feet, everything from below to top is like picture perfect. It's
yeah.
just beautiful, man. So he's a I'll tell you nothing about Bouye is I know he looks at tape of older players.
Does he? Okay.
I'm telling you, he looks at tape of older players. There's
Huh.
things about his game that he does that you'll be hard pressed to find current players that do it. And so I know
Interesting.
for a fact he looks at older players and older era. And I gotta get Bouye. We gotta get Bouye on the show. We gotta talk
We
to him because
do.
I want him to talk about some of that stuff because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things about his game that I think is old school.
hmm
Especially the ball fake thing is definitely
that's
something.
interesting. I've
Yeah,
never
it's
really picked
definitely
up on that, but I'm
something.
gonna start paying attention for that.
Start paying attention, please, and I want you to text me like, "Oh shit, Unc, I saw that."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got it.
I want. Yeah, but yeah, man. Again, like you said, man, can't find enough good things to say about this basketball team, man. It's just a great place to be, brother.
Yeah, like 1 through 15, and then like even like the larger, like some of these G League dudes like are really really good too. Damien, I think it's Bow or Bow. I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm saying that
yeah,
right, but he's been going crazy. Shackelford, dog. But
yeah,
yeah, it's just
yeah,
like we have the people here, and it's cool.
yeah.
But we did
Hey,
actually
by the
have
way,
yeah.
Portland's up almost 20 on the Lakers going into the fourth.
There we go.
So that's
There we
that's
go.
that's a good one. Quick update. Let's see. Yeah, Denver won. So yeah, we're just worrying about Minnesota took another L. So yeah, we're in a good spot, brother.
Love
Let's
that.
hopefully that Laker game stays where it's at, and we made up some ground tonight. So those two losses, Miami, Detroit, don't hurt as much.
Yeah, that is huge. We did actually have some accolades or some history made tonight. I don't know if you saw that,
Yeah,
but Grace
I
Allen
saw
is
that.
now top 10 in Phoenix Suns history for 3-pointers made.
Yeah,
And I think he just surpassed Cam Johnson. So sorry, Cam, you're not in the top 10 anymore. So that's gonna hurt
that's
a lot of
right.
people. And D Book
D
passed
book, baby.
Captain Canada, Steve Nash. An all
Can't
time, is
make
it
it
the all
up.
time scoring or is it
Yeah,
yeah, all time
all
scoring?
time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, can't
Crazy.
make it up, man. I mean, I'll tell you what. I was having a talk with somebody the other day about Book and the scoring list, and we were going up and down. I'm telling you, Book's going to be a top 10 scorer ever when it's all said
Yeah.
and done.
I think he's gonna be one of those guys too. Same with like DeMar, where like people aren't gonna really appreciate it now, but they're gonna look back like once he's out of the league and they're like, damn, like he was really cold.
Yeah. I mean, dog, I grew up in New York.
Yeah.
Grew up in New York, New Jersey, okay? I grew up in the Garden. I done seen them all. I saw
Yeah.
Larry Bird at the Garden. I saw Magic Johnson at the Garden. I saw Michael Jordan. I saw them all, man. I saw them all. There's not like I was born at the right time. I saw all the
Yeah.
GOATs. Seen them all. LeBron, seen them all live, okay? For Devin Booker to be third all time points
Yeah.
per game at the Garden
Crazy.
behind Wilt and Michael Jordan. Come on, man.
That's
Come on, man. We gotta
that's
start.
true.
We gotta start understanding what we talking about, man.
Yeah.
Like that is an insane thing to say. And I'll tell you something. Have you ever been to the Garden?
I've not. I've never even been to the.
Okay.
I guess I've been to Florida, so I've been to the
We
East
we gon'
Coast.
we gonna have to make that happen, Neff.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to make that happen.
It's on my list.
Me-
I have a list of places. United Center.
Okay.
I want to go to TD Garden too. I got some places.
I've been to TD. I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna set this up some way, somehow. You're gonna come to a game at the Garden. We're
Let's
gonna
make it
watch
happen.
together. But I'm gonna tell you something about the Garden, and maybe I'm a little biased because where I'm from. But I'll tell you, Neff, there is no fan base on planet Earth that appreciates basketball more than New York fans.
Yeah.
There's a different, like I've seen things. I've seen things at the Garden. People think they're bad. Knicks are bad fans, and let me tell you something about New York fans. They love basketball. They love their Knicks, but they love basketball. And I've been in the Garden too many times where role players get going, and the Garden respects you. They'll let you know. That fan base wants to see greatness. And when they see a role player come in and get busy, you feel it in the arena. You hear the New Yorkers saying, "Man, you that guy."
Yeah.
So to experience, and I've done it multiple times. I've seen Book at the Garden many times. To experience the love and appreciation that New York has for D Book, it's crazy. People have to see it to believe it. But like they appreciate when that dude walks in the building because all those fans know. Yeah. Man, in the history of New York Knicks basketball, this dude comes in and gets busy.
Puts on a show every time.
At the Garden. He loves the Garden. I mean, he just loves the Garden. And so it's a cool thing. To me, that's one of the craziest stats that I don't think people will talk about much. Yeah. But when you're top 3 all time at the Garden, man,
that is crazy.
You gotta appreciate it, dog. You gotta appreciate it.
And I think a lot of people forget too. In Book's 70-point game, he turned the whole Celtics crowd to cheer on a Fred. What was he, 20 at the time? 19, 20-year-old kid. Like for Boston Celtic fans, like that's really tough.
That's really tough. That's another one that's like they appreciate their ball players too. Is Boston. And yeah, you nailed it, man. Like that Celtic fan that everyone was up saying, like, go get 70, young dude. Like, we want to see it. Like, so it's impressive, man. I don't think people understand the greatness of Devin Booker. No. I really don't, man. You know.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry now.
It's funny too because I don't know if you're like this, but I'll turn on like a random game on League Pass from like 2017 or 2018, and ironically, it was Memphis Grizzlies in the Phoenix Suns where Book hit the game winner in Dillon Brooks' rookie season. I turned that game out of nowhere, but seeing just watching Book, and I just really dialed in on him and everyone else, and just kind of seeing how far he's grown from 2018 to now is insane. Like
insane,
his pace, like I thought Book was the fucking best in the world at that time, and then I'm watching it now. I'm like, dude, this is actually like a different player. Like he has it all. He's complete now. Like this is crazy.
I got video. I'm gonna try to send it to you. I got video of Book's first NBA start in Philly. I was 2 rows behind the bench for that game.
Yeah.
And that's when we had Eric Bledsoe and Brandon Knight, and they were both out, and they started Book at point. It was in Philly, and I was there, and I got tons of footage sitting right behind the bench of young D Book, and I think he had 23 in that game. And I remember driving home with my nephew Isaiah, and I was telling him, I'm like, "Hey man, you watch, this kid's gonna be like the real deal." And the funny part about that game was the best player in that game that wasn't Devin Booker was Ish Smith. Ish Smith got like 30 in that game. And he
Crazy.
was absolutely annihilating us. But it's a cool thing that I can go back in the archives and I got live footage of that game in Philly.
Yeah.
I believe that was his first start. That was his rookie year. That's when he was behind Brandon and Eric. And I don't know what the hell Coach Hornacek was thinking sitting that kid, but
Yeah.
once he got loose, he got loose. So yeah, the maturation and the growth is insane, man. Devin's
Crazy.
a unique athlete, man.
I want to bring up a story from around that time period. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you saw the clip, but Coach Earl Watson brought up about how Book was almost a Chicago Bull. Did you hear about this?
Draft?
Traded for Jimmy Butler.
Never heard that.
Never heard of it.
And I've been
So,
around. I've never heard that.
so pretty much,
I,
I
I
think
have I have a go ahead. I have a Devin Booker story that I've yet to say. I, yeah, I can't say. It's one of those things that I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the right time
yeah.
because I want to be respectful. But it goes back to draft night,
Okay.
and without saying too, I want to hear your story, but I
Yeah.
just want to throw this out there. There's a 1,000,000% factual story regarding Devin Booker on draft night that one day I'm going to tell. And when I tell people, it's gonna absolutely blow their fucking mind. But yeah, Book was not supposed to be a Phoenix Sun. Let's just say that.
That's oh,
And I'll go so far as to say Book. We'll keep this. We're gonna keep it even keel as we can. But I will say, I go so far as to say Devin Booker was technically drafted by someone else, and then some things happen. Let's just say
oh,
that. So we are lucky
he's here.
to have Devin Almighty Booker as a Phoenix Sun, man. If I can
Ooh,
go back into a time machine and go back to that moment and how
that's
all that
crazy.
stuff transpired, man, it's crazy, man. So, but tell me the story about Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler.
So
I
pretty
actually I
much.
actually don't know that story, and I'm pretty tapped in. I don't know that one. That's
So
interesting.
I think they just got done playing Chicago, from my understanding,
And this is
and
rookie year or something?
I don't know if it was rookie year. I'm gonna assume it was the rookie year. Whenever Jimmy Butler was kind of having the fallout with Chicago, kind of during that
Okay,
time
so
with the
right
coach.
before he went to Minnesota.
Yeah. So whenever that was all transpiring, I guess Earl was called to the GM's house at the time, and he never usually gets a call out. Like it was like whenever they just got back from the road trip. So I don't know if they just got done
Okay.
playing Chicago or whatever it was, but he gets the call and he's like, blah blah blah, come pull up to the crib. It's kind of urgent. We need to talk to you. He's like, okay, that's kind of weird. So
Okay.
he pulls up to was it Ryan McDonough at the time that was the
Ryan
GM or
McDonough,
whoever it
yeah,
was?
it's Ryan
So I think it
McDonough,
was
yep.
him and Sarver, and I hope that's right if I said that, but pretty
It was
much.
definitely Ryan McDonough and Sarver because McDonough drafted Book, and I was the GM at the time. So yeah, it was definitely
So
Sarver and McDonough.
pretty much, they kind of talked about the idea of trading for Jimmy Butler. They brought it up to him. He's like, okay, cool. So who are we trading for him? And then they were like, Book. And he was like, nope, we're not doing that. And pretty much he said he was like willing to get fired over that. Like that was Book
Wow.
was like one of Watson's like first like dudes when
He
he got into the
was.
league and
He
took
was.
over in Phoenix. Um,
So
actually, I'm
where'd
gonna
you
see if
hear this story? Where did he do a
he's on a podcast.
podcast or something?
I'm gonna see if I can pull up the clip right now. I have it on my Instagram
Yeah.
somewhere.
I honestly have never heard that story.
Yeah,
And
crazy stuff.
I'm curious. I'm gonna have to follow up on this one, and
Yeah,
because I never heard it, but I would not be shocked that Earl did what he did, because Earl absolutely knew Book was the real deal from Jump Street. Earl
yeah,
had a lot to do with the way things played out with Book. I mean, I can tell you some stories of Book, like staying late for practice and challenging Brandon Knight and Eric Bledsoe to one-on-one games in front of Jeff Hornacek and absolutely annihilating them so that
crazy.
he can play.
That's
like
nuts.
play, like literally stay late, play me one-on-one. I'm gonna destroy you, and then I'm gonna look at Jeff Hornacek and be like, "What are you doing?"
Yo, what are you doing, coach?
Like he was a sicko, man.
That
Book,
is
not if
nuts.
not it, like not was. He still is a sicko,
Still
but
is. Still a sicko.
Resigning February 2017. Jimmy Butler's in Chicago with Hoiberg. Hoiberg is mild-tempered, mild-mannered, but Jimmy's going at Hoiberg in the middle of the game. Y'all know Jimmy. I'm coaching the game, Chris. And somewhere, somehow I'm thinking, I could really do something with that dog. We're on a road trip. We land. Sorry, since it could have changed my entire coaching trajectory. What's wrong? Man, I really seen a kid who could be one of the greatest players to ever play. And I sat there and I watched the kid work. I'm in the gym with the kid. In that moment, Chris, and this was the beginning of the end of me in Phoenix. I say, if you trade Devin Booker, I am resigning tonight.
oh,
Go back and forth.
What?
I don't want to be the coach that traded potentially one of the best two guards.
Yeah.
I believe he had that potential. He had superstar potential. And it's one thing I learned from Coach Wooden. He said, belief is stronger than reality. If you have a player that makes the locker room believe, you have a chance. And Devin Booker is that type of player where he makes that locker room believe they have a chance to do something amazing. And in that moment, Sarver said, if we don't trade him, we're going to try to get the number one pick, and your coaching record will be shot. And I just rolled with that.
whoa.
I just rolled with it.
So basically,
It
y'all take it.
I'm 34 I'm 34, 35 years old, Chris. I'm thinking I got a lifetime to coach, but I also got a chance to change this kid's life, who I think is amazing and spectacular. And I want to have an imprint on this organization, whether I'm here or not, that forever I set them up to have a chance moving forward.
Oh, baby.
That's the story.
Hey. That deserves a round of applause right there, man.
Shout out
Come
Earl
on,
Watson.
man. Shout out to Earl, man. I've never heard that story. That is mind blowing. But shout out to Coach Earl, because that would have been the biggest mistake in the history of this franchise. And I think you saw there was I think it was Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy went public recently. I think he was in Detroit at the time.
Yeah.
And he went public about that draft night, and saying that basically him not drafting Devin Booker ended his career in Detroit.
Crazy.
Right? They ended up going with Stanley Johnson, I think.
Yep.
So there's some interesting backstories to that NBA draft, man. Like I said, I don't want to get too I don't want to blow nobody's spot up, and it's not something I want to talk about so much right now. But there's a very intriguing story about that draft night that I know is 1,000,000% factual. And I often think of that, and I'm like, man, we were seconds away from none of this coming to reality, man.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how it works out, but man, draft night is intriguing because you got the players, you got the teams, and you got the agents.
Yep.
And so much happens before they go to that podium and make the pick. And so that draft night was intriguing, and to hear that story about the Bulls, man, wow, brother. I tell you this right now, I can tell you this emphatically. Me and you would not be talking, and we would never even know each other if that deal happened. I'm telling you.
Shout out to
If
Coach.
that deal happened, shout out Coach Earl, man. He gets a lot of heat for the way things worked out here. Yeah, Earl was a straight shooter, man. I mean, listen, Earl was a motivator of men. He was great in regards to how he handled his players. Could he been a better coach? Yes. I think at the time that Earl was the coach of the Phoenix Suns, I don't think he was truly prepared for the entire job, but he did a fantastic job of leading men in the locker room. And he's a big part of the whole Devin Booker story for sure. I mean, just the way he was dealt with, there's some stories that have come out, but obviously he was a Clutch client, and they basically didn't get along with Clutch, and they wanted him to change his representation or he was going to get fired, and so he didn't, and he got fired, and so there's a lot of bad stuff going on around that time. But glad we're not there anymore, brother.
For sure. I think it's a good. I think it's a good ending spot for the pod. I think that's a good one. Almost at the 2 hour mark again. 1 hour and 46 minutes.
Damn, this is crazy. I feel like we just started talking minutes ago. This is great. This is great stuff, Neff. And there's a lot more to come, man. There's a lot more to come. We got some. We'll let it marinate a little bit, but you and I know we got some other stuff to talk about, and hopefully, God willing, man, there's gonna be a lot of cool shit coming in the future. Yep. Huh?
We're going from Kennedy to where?
Right. That's right. So if you're listening to this, stay tuned because there's gonna be some cool stuff coming down the pipe, and I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun, Neff.
For sure. Once again, thank you to all that watch. Thank you for the Flex for once again coming on here. Always a great time. Everybody always appreciates it when we come on here and do this. And like you said, guys, stay tuned and see you guys in the next one. Deuces.